Good morning, ladies. Welcome to another Inspiration in 30. My name is Gloria Ward. I'm the founder of this amazing project, the I'm Loving Me Project. The point of this project is to inspire you to not only love yourself, to see who you are, to get you through uh, some challenging times, to let you know that even though it might be a little bit difficult, you can always get through it, to let you know how to celebrate your wins, to be okay with where you are, that at any time things can always change, that the change always start with you, and that change happens when you make a decision that enough is enough. And so I'm just fixing my hair because I don't know what's going on with it, but I wanted to come on today because I wanted to talk about something that is actually something I'm dealing with and have been dealing with for some time, and just wanted to see if there's anyone else who is dealing with it. And if so, some of the things that I have learned walking through this journey and still walking through this journey. And that is how to deal with your negative emotions and thoughts, right? For some time now, since like I told you guys, I've finished the travel and then at the house trying to get myself together. My emotions have been going up and down. My thoughts have been going up and down, and I'm trying to figure out what exactly is going on, right? So I'm sitting and I'm listening to myself and fasting and doing all these things, and I was like, I'm tired of feeling this way. Even when I would go work with my clients and stuff, when I encounter when I encounter people who I'm really not that fond of, uh my triggers go off and things get worse, right? And so I'm trying to figure out, where's all this negative emotion coming from? Why am I looking at things in such a negative way? Why do I feel like I can't control my emotions when it comes to certain people and certain things? Why the hell something that happened 5, 6 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, I'm still thinking about, and it's still making me upset? Why in the world am I still holding on to things that no longer serves me, right? How in the hell did this thought just pop up out of nowhere? At least I'm thinking out of nowhere, right? Where I am sitting here trying to figure out, like, why do I keep rehearsing this stuff over and over again? And I'm getting mad at myself, right? Because I'm saying to myself, I know better, right? I should know at this point in time that when I'm feeling some kind of negativity, hey Ryan, hey Booby, and when I'm feeling some kind of negativity or something like that, I should know my steps, right? I should know what to do to go ahead and do that. But for some reason, it wasn't working. For some reason, it is still a struggle. And I tell you guys the truth. I tell you a story. It's a person it's a person that I'm working with, y'all. And this is only one story. A person that I'm working with, y'all, and it takes all the energy in me to not react. The negative emotion that I have towards this person is so strong, to the point where um I lashed out a couple of times, right? But that's the beauty of being an entrepreneur and working with yourself. You know, the only person who could reprimand you is you, and the person you working for to tell you to calm down, right? There's no write-ups or anything like that. It's just more of this thing that comes out. And I just can't, and I went down this rabbit hole because I kept saying to myself, this person is not doing shit. I'm trying to help move this organization forward, and this person is blocking and stopping. And then I look at the person's education, I'm looking at where the person came from, and I'm like, this person is not even qualified to work here. And then that fuels me, because then I go down this rabbit hole thinking about how hard it is for me to go ahead and get ahead, and being black and being a woman and sitting in different situations where you're the only black female with a whole bunch of men, right? And everybody's talking over you and everything. And I'm doing this whole thing, right? Where it was one thing that triggered me, and I brought up all this stuff. Now, the stuff that I'm bringing up in my head, some of it might be true, right? Some of it might be true. But most of it is my own negative feelings and negative thoughts about how I feel about the situation, right? Because what is really going on is that you bruised my ego. Something that you said and did is not correlating with what I think and feel about myself. So now I'm going to attack you because I feel like you attacking my character, which people are not, right? Now I feel like the essence of who I am, you don't understand. So now I need to tell you. I need to check you. I need to get you in place, right? Because what I think and what you think is two different things. And you know what? Your opinion really doesn't matter. That's what we say, but it does. See, what we got to understand is when we have these negative feelings and we have these negative thoughts, especially when they triggered by other people, what you saying is me and my self identity and what I think about myself when it comes to my ego is not matching up with what you're saying. So I got to put you in your place and tell you exactly who I am. But really, what's happening is that some part of you actually believe what they're saying. So now you got to fight your way through to justify that what you think and what they think is wrong, where really a little part of you thinks the same thing. So when somebody tells you, well, I don't think you should have done it that way. It would have been best if you do it this way because I think this way is just a little bit better. And you sit up there and you say, well, who are you to question me? I've been doing this for X amount of years. I know exactly what I'm doing. When you sitting up there and you're looking at yourself and you saying to yourself, I feel so bad about myself. Why can't I get over this relationship that happened 3 4 years ago? How come I'm not over what happened to me? How come I'm not over all of these things that went wrong? How come every time I see this person that I believe hurt me and put me in a position in which I'm in now, I just get enraged? The problem is that you never really dealt with the feelings. The reason why they come up is because you push them down. You're suppressing them. So I'm saying to myself, oh hell no. No, I'm not. Not me. I'm working on myself. I got my stuff together, right? I got my stuff together. I'm good. I know what I'm doing, but that's not true. Because what I had to realize about myself is that, Gloria, you always have a little bit of fear and a little bit of insecurity when you go in these rooms, because you have to admit that a little part of you believes that you always have to fight for what you want, because in their mind, you're not that smart. And you have to prove to them that you are. Now, where the hell that came from? We don't know what these people thinking. You get what I'm saying? You don't know what these people thinking. You don't know what or where they come from or anything like that. But what I'm silently waiting for, what I'm silently waiting for is someone or something to agree with my negative thoughts. I'm waiting for someone to agree with it. So I'm waiting for that little microaggression. I'm waiting for that passive aggressiveness. I'm waiting for all those things so I can say, see, that's the shit that I'm talking about right there. That's the stuff that gets on my nerves. And now my emotions are all riled up, right? Now my ego is in the way. I didn't get treated the way I wanted to be treated. So now I got to let you know. But all they did, in all honesty, is not agree with what you said. People could disagree with you. People could have their own opinions. But see, what you believe about yourself and what you think other people believe about you try to mesh that and put it together so that you have a person that you can blame, where really it's you, it's me, right? Because I haven't dealt with it. So the first thing that we got to do is stop denying that the feelings are not there. Stop telling yourself you got over it when you didn't. Stop telling yourself this is just the way it is. This is what you got to deal with. You know how people are. No, that's you. Stop telling yourself, I'm going to just let it go. I don't care anymore, because you do. You do. That's why it triggers you. That's why you go through these emotional states. That's why you can't get over this relationship that happened so many years ago. Because it's still there, it's still in you. And while it's still there and it's still in you, you know what's happening too? It's still there, it's still in you, and you're suffering. You're suffering. Every time you are triggered that way, you are going through your emotions, even when it's by yourself, you are suffering. And you making yourself suffer. Why? Because you have not allowed yourself to feel what that pain feels like, right? So here I am thinking that it is these people. You the reason why I got these thoughts, and you're the reason why I'm so emotional, right? And I can't stand you because some of the things that I think you're thinking and saying really is matching up with my insecurities that I have not dealt with. So now I got all these negative emotions flying by. I got all these things that have happened to me because I have not spent time with it. When are you going to get over the fact that he's gone? She's gone. Either in death or the relationship. It's over. When are you going to stop bringing it up? When are you going to stop justifying why, and you hope that they never get nobody and they just did people so wrong? When are you going to stop taking that hit and just sit with the fact that that relationship taught you so many good things and you grew. Every time you keep bringing it up, every time you keep talking about how bad it is and what happened to you allowing yourself to suffer. You allowing yourself to get into this state where you start to feel bad. He cheated on me so many times, and he really did this to me, and he left me in dire straits. And that's why I said, you know what? Eff it. I ain't gonna let nobody else ever do that to me no more. I was naive back then. I'm not going to be naive anymore. And I dare somebody else try to do that. You get into another relationship, is no, you can't. I'm not. And this ain't. And it's going to be about me. And that person is like, well, what the hell? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It ain't you. It's just the fact that, I'm not going to let anything happen. Honey, we need to deal with this. Right? I tell y'all all the time. I get out there and I try to date, and I just be like, mm, I ain't ready. Every time. When because I'm doing it because I'm like, man, Chloe, you haven't had a relationship and I don't know how long. You know what I'm saying? Like, go out there and find you somebody. That's the easy part, right? Go out there and find somebody. Go out with your friends. Go see if you could go and date somebody, right? You go out, find somebody, you do the little small talk and all of that, really not into it, right? And then all of a sudden, I'm sitting up there like, mm-mm. Yeah, I know. I always come up with an excuse, right? It's always something like, I don't like the way his nose look. I don't really like the way, he walks, and his smile look a little bit funny to me, all kind of stuff. Why? Because I'm sitting here suppressing the fact, Gloria, you don't really want anybody right now. And that's okay. You don't need to have somebody just because you believe that that part is missing. Why is that a bad thing for you to actually be content by yourself? Why is that such a bad thing? Why is that so negative? You get what I'm saying? So I had to sit with myself and I had to really sit here and admit I'm cool right now. When it happens, it happens. And it's okay. See, when we sit with it and we work and spend time with our negative emotions, that's when they start to go away because we're not pushing it away like it's not there. You feeling depressed, you feeling like you got a lot on your plate, you feeling like you are not your best, stop pushing it away. Try feeling it, go through the motion, work through it, and try to figure out how you can go ahead and start cutting that link off. That's where the self awareness comes in. I've been feeling shitty for the last 2 days. And I know I can't continue to feel like this no more. Right? So I need to be able to do something else. I have to be able to work with this. I sat with it. I felt the pain. I cried. And now we got to be able to do something different because we can't stay here. Because if we keep rehearsing and bringing it up and staying in it, we continue to suffer and suffer and suffer. Then it becomes depression. Then it becomes disease. Then it becomes something else. And then now we got a bigger problem. You get what I'm saying? That's the reason why God created crying. It's a release. When you cry, you always feel so much better because you are supposed to work through your emotions. You are supposed to work through your negative thoughts. There's nobody in this world that I know that is positive 100% of the time. Nobody. But when you're having those negative thoughts about yourself and when you interacting with people out there, like I told you, they only validating what you think about yourself. It has nothing to do with them. The only thing that they're seeing is what you are showing them. You're trying too hard. You're trying to please. You believe that you need to protect your ego. You need to believe that you need to put yourself out there and be better. And even though you think that's a strong skill, it's also showing your insecurities. So you got to dominate the situation. You got to show people that you are on top. You got to show people that you got this all together. Where really you're suffering. Because what you're really going through is fear. The fear of not being validated, the fear of being replaced, right? And then you put your ego in the way. And then when your ego is not treated right, you go off. You get all these emotions. That's me. As much as we sit up here and tell ourselves we love ourselves, we appreciate everything, we work through everything, we continuously moving forward. There's always this little thing in us that doubts. There's always this little thing in us that's fearful. There's always this little thing in us that says that we don't have it all together. But guess what? It never goes away. It never goes away. When people sit up here and be like, I have no fear, I have no this, they do, but they know how to work through that. When you're out there this week and that person who get on your nerves, you got to interact with them. You see that phone number pop up on your phone and it immediately triggers you and you say, well, what the they want? When you sitting up there and you trying to figure out why you feeling the way you feeling, it's sunny outside and you just feel like you are so depressed. Try asking yourself, what is this about? Why do I keep suppressing this feeling? Every time this person calls, why do I have a fear of picking up the phone? I'm not afraid, Gloria. I just don't want to hear they shit. I'm not afraid that I just don't want them to ask me for no money. Well, pick up the phone and listen first. And if they do ask, tell them I ain't got it. Or let them know I don't have time to really talk right now. So if this is not an emergency, then can I call you back later? And be done with it. You get what I'm saying? Work through it. When you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you telling yourself you're so damn fat, you need to lose weight, you need to do this, you need to do that. Ask yourself, why do I continuously tell myself that? Where is this coming from? Why do I keep speaking bad about myself in this area? Because it might be some areas where you don't. But in this area, when I'm looking at my body in the mirror, I don't like it. I'm too damn fat. Why do I keep telling myself that? Because I am. Look at this, Gloria. Look at this. Look at this. All her stuff is there. Okay, well, you done pointed it out, you done sat with it, you can physically see it. Now, how we gonna work through it? I'm gonna get on the diet and I'm gonna eat right and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Do you really believe that? Is that the truth? Or do you need to sit with that too to see where it's coming from? I just get so depressed and down, and then food is the best thing for me. Well, why are we sitting up here getting depressed and down to the point where you use food as a coping mechanism? Because I don't know how to deal with my fears. Well, how do we deal with our fears other than eating? You feel the fear, not cope with eating, because that results in more weight, which results in you talking more negative about yourself, which evoke all these emotions. You see how it works? So when we working through all this stuff, and when I was dissecting my own thing, I had to understand, yo, Glow, you need to check yourself. You need to figure out, why do you continuously believe that you are not good enough? And that's the truth. And that shit hurt. It did. And it's still, even me saying it out loud, because I wrote it down, but saying it out loud to you still hurts. Why do you feel still that you are not good enough at this stage in your life? Because I was always taught to be the best. Because I've always been that smart person. And when you sit there and you judge me and you tell me that I'm not, now you're messing with my ego, because that's what I've been told my whole life. And if you're saying that I'm not, I'm going to prove to you that I am. But really, I'm questioning myself because I feel like I'm not good enough. Because when I look in this room, I also need to admit that it's a little bit intimidating. Because I already believe in some part of me that I'm not like you. You get what I'm saying? That is truth, y'all. That is truth. And that is what we have to deal with. That's how you start to deal with your emotions and negative thoughts, by getting down to the nitty gritty and telling yourself the truth. Because once you do that, now you can work through it. Now you got something to work with. Now you don't have nobody to blame. Now you can see the full picture, right? And it's hard to face. And you feel shame. You feel shame. You embarrassed. You don't want to see it because you don't want to look at yourself in that way, because your ego is telling you that's not who you are. But subconsciously, y'all, that's what you putting out. Subconsciously, you pushing it down, but it's still coming out. You fooling yourself. And you're wondering why the weight gain. You're wondering why the depression. You're wondering why it's something that you just can't get right up here. You're wondering why the confusion. You don't know how the hell the house get this crazy. You don't know how the hell you so broke. You don't know why you getting evicted. You don't know why you lost your job. You don't know why a lot of things. The answer is you haven't sat with it. You haven't sat with it and you haven't worked through it. And the people are just treating you, like I tell you every time I get on here, the way you treat yourself. If you're not committed to yourself, why would a person be committed to you? If you hurt yourself, why would another person hurt you? Because even though you think you're hiding, you're not. Even though you think that you're doing a good job at pushing it down, you're not. I'm not. So the light at the end of the tunnel is once we know better, we do better. We're not perfect, and that's okay. But when we discover what it really is, and you understand that you don't have to prove anything to nobody, that you do your best, and that's all that's required of you, and that you can give a damn about what people think or say or do, that's when we start to grow. When you can sit with that fear and know that nothing can harm you. That situation happened a long time ago. This is where you are now. Your diet will change. The weight will come off. The booty shorts will come on and the words will get positive. Okay? I'm telling you, that's how you deal with your emotions. That's how you deal with your thoughts. They don't go away. You can't push them down, but you can work through them and you can think something different. Every time those thoughts come up and you feel yourself going down that rabbit hole, sit with it for a little bit and then always remind yourself, okay, I had 5, 10 minutes of suffering. I'm tired of suffering. Let me go do something else. I'm tired of sitting up here in this negative emotion. Let me go do something else. Let me go take a walk. I love you so much. I want you to have a great day. I want you to know and understand that once we master this, y'all, we could really start making some good changes. Okay? I gotta go. I see ya. Bye.